In this video, we will see how to perform the StationScout update from the existing version to the newer version. There are two methods to update the StationScout. One is from the Start menu. There we can go to the Omicron folder. Under this, you could able to see the check for StationScout updates application. So we can able to select this application. There we can able to see a newer version that's available for the existing StationScout version that we have installed on this PC. So in order to perform this update, we need an internet access on our PC. So I have connected my PC to the Omicron intranet. It's an Wi-Fi access point, and you can also use a different access point like USB tethering, mobile hotspot, also the internet access via LAN connection. So these are the multiple options that you can able to use to connect. Once you have the internet access with a different access point, you can able to use this update application for StationScout. There we can able to see there is a newer version of StationScout available, and we can also see the existing version of StationScout application. From the start menu, we just type StationScout, and then we can able to open the StationScout application. The existing version that I have in my PC is 2.0, which was a major release happened previous to the recent release. So here we can able to see the latest version of StationScout, that's a 2.0, and I also have the MBX1 device. It's important to have either MBX1 or RBX1 in order to use StationScout. And we can also see the device link software also. You can able to launch from the StationScout homepage. In the right side, you can also see the StationScout. Let's launch the Omicron device link software. There we can able to manage the control port of the MBX1. Here I can able to see the current version, which is a firmware version of the MBX1 hardware. That's a 2.0.0.0056, compatible for the 2.0 version of StationScout software application. So we're going to update this existing version from 2.0 to the 2.10, which we have in the updater of Omicron StationScout app. So if you are curious to know about the new feature of StationScout 2.10, you can also launch the What's New document from the updater. So you just click the What's New hyperlink, and the What's New document will be open in the web browser, which is default configured on your PC. So in my case, the default application to open the document is Microsoft Edge, which is recommended for Windows based PC. And here we can able to see the What's New document for StationScout newer version. And in the right side, you have the new feature that we have included part of the 2.10 version. And the bug fixes, also the improvements part of this particular version. And you can also get to know about the previously released version new features that are part of the past releases of StationScout. Let's go back to the, and you can also store this document locally to your PC by just saving this document from your browser. Let me close this and go back to the Omicron StationScout update application. And here you can also have another method which I was highlighting in the beginning. One method is from the start menu using the Omicron StationScout updater application. Another one is from the Omicron customer portal area. So you can able to launch the Omicron web page, and here you can also get the link And you can also launch the Omicron Customer Portal login from the top right corner. And this is an alternate option. You can also get the link to register for the Omicron Customer Portal if you do not have an access already. And if you have an access already to the Omicron Customer Portal, you can also select the login option, the top right. And here you can able to redirect to the hyperlink that you select to the web page where you can able to provide your name and details. Post this form, you also get an option to provide the Omicron device serial number. Once you provided the official email address and other information correctly with the right serial number of the hardware, you are good to go to download and access the Omicron Customer Portal. So once you provide and register your credentials, you can able to get an access to activate your account. And then here we can able to see the Omicron Customer Portal access I already have. You can also download the software by selecting the three lines in the top right and going to the software overview, where you can able to get many different Omicron testing monitoring solutions, particularly the software applications. Also the firmwares belong to the different hardwares of Omicron electronics testing and monitoring solutions. Here we can able to see the StationScout, which we are looking for. You can also directly download the latest version. That's the 2.10 application. And you can also go to the additional information to get more information about the key features, important information related to the compatible hardware and operating systems requirements. Then you have an access to download the software directly from the Omicron Custom Portal. And about the what's new document, you can also store into locally. You can also read this document and get more access to the other information related to the application note and technical papers about this application. And you can also get more information here in the knowledge library by filtering the right application. So let's go back to the first method, that you can able to just update your existing application. So the update size requirement is 586.22 megabyte. So you can able to just select next option. There you can able to see the downloading is started to collect the latest build from the Omicron server to our local PC. Depending on the internet speed connection to your PC, the download will take few minutes. Downloading of the newer version of StationScout software is about to complete. Post the download, the expected behavior of the installer is to check the Omicron signature. Then we should be able to get the installer. Window should appear to start the installation, to replace the existing resource folders. Also the new image which is required to copy. So this is the default location for the 64-bit compatible operating system. Let's proceed with the update. Then the permission to copy the files. Proceed with this. So the image of a newer version of StationScout compatible hardware should be copied. At the moment, is just copying the latest image installer by installing the StationScout image installer, which is merged together with the StationScout common installer. Next, we could able to see the StationScout application is getting installed. basically replace the existing resource folders and files. The installation may take a few minutes depending on the available RAM and the other software that we do use in our StationScout installing machine. So the installation is completed for the newer version. Basically, we updated the existing version of StationScout from 2.0 to 2.10. So it's completed successfully. We can able to select the close button in the down to complete the installation process. Let's quickly check by selecting the start menu. There we can able to type the StationScout application. There we can able to see the newer version of StationScout application should be available there. Yes, we could able to see the StationScout 2.10, which is the newer version we updated from 2.0. So under the available devices, I could able to see the MBX1 with yellow color. That means there is a firmware update required because the client application, which is our StationScout, is updated, but we also need to update the hardware as well in order to use the compatible client application together with the sub-secure test set, which is our MBX1. So let's go to the device link to show you the existing version of the firmware, and here we can able to see the existing version is 2.0 0.0056, which is compatible for 2.0 StationScout major release. So we basically need to select the MBX1 hardware under the available devices. Here we get a pop-up saying that the current version of the MBX1 is having the 2.00.0056 firmware version, and we basically need to update the latest version from the existing version. So we just select the update option in the down. So it's very easy. So the firmware update is currently in progress. It takes few seconds only to update the firmware from our StationScout software to the hardware. It may be a MBX1 or RBX1. The process is same. And you can also see the device link, and currently the device is restarting post the firmware update to make sure the image is having the Omicron signature, and it will verify during the secure boot feature that we have inbuilt available in our sub-secure hardware. So it will automatically restart, and the IP will be the one which we configured already, which we have here is 192.168.2.15 is our static IP address connected to the control port from the StationScout software install PC. So it will only update the firmware, and the static IP address should be available as same. So the device is almost ready, and we can able to also see the firmware which is available in our hardware is 2.10.0059, which means the latest firmware. Also the static IP address renewed, and automatically it logged in because I disabled the password before I proceed the update. That's why it has the same setting. If you enable the password protection for your MBX1 or RBX1, you also need to provide the password option before the upgrade, post the upgrade. So this is how we update the StationScout existing version to the newer version from the StationScout update application from the start menu of your existing StationScout install PC. Let me close this application. and go to the web browser. The other option, you can basically download the software from the Omicron customer portal. So this is another method. Post download of StationScout executable file. You just need to update it as we did with the updater. So you just need to double click and or right click the executable file, which is a exe file, and start run as an administrator. And then you can able to update your existing StationScout version. And the post installation, you get an option to update the firmware for your hardware. So which is also same process that you can able to get. So this is how we update the StationScout from the existing version to the newer version. If you need any support or face any difficulties, feel free to ask or contact our Omicron technical support. So this you can able to also see from our webpage. So we have different support line emails that you can able to contact flexibly based on your location. So here you can able to see the support category under the technical support. You can able to contact based on your question to get the response from our technical support team to provide you the right solution. So thank you. Take care.